Welcome back. For all those you've been joining us all week long, we're so excited to have you here at Divine Mercy Care. My name is Will Waldron. I'm the executive director here, and I'm surrounded by a lot of silent auction items here. And the enthusiasm, the excitement here at Divine Mercy Care and Tepeyac is very palpable. We are so blessed to have all of you coming on board and really putting into your calendars, registering. And we've got close to 200 different households registered for tomorrow night. We're really excited that. I have a personal goal to get to 250, so spread the word to your friends and get it out there. It's Throwback Thursday. We've had a different theme every night this week, so if you haven't had a chance to look at some of those great talks by Father Patalinghug, Father Bresnahan, from our own Dr. Savekovich, and tonight will be Throwback Thursday with Dr. John Bachowski, really telling the backstory and what led up to creation of Tepeyac and Divine Mercy Care 26 years ago. I do want to highlight a couple of different things today. Tomorrow, again, 7 o'clock, fantastic Friday. We've got Lila Rose from Live Action. Dr. John Bachowski and Father Bresnahan will be joining us. We've got some inspirational videos, some really amazing things, just to give you an idea of what actually happens at Tepeyac and Divine Mercy Care. Why and how do we support women at Tepeyac, and really what our mission is and what our goal is here at Divine Mercy Care. It's really threefold. It's to serve, and we do that by helping the women in need at Tepeyac. It's to unify, and we do that through pro-women's healthcare centers, which are centers across the country. We've got 12 centers that really rallying behind standards of care that are really life-affirming, and it's the best medicine, to be honest with you. And it's really inspiring. How do we go out there and inspire the next generation of pro-life and life-affirming medicine professionals, whether they be physicians or nurse practitioners or midwives? We want them to come here, and we go out there and talk to them and inspire them. So along those lines, we've got to raise some money. This is a big event tomorrow night, but tonight is really just that primer to kind of let you guys know all these silent auction items. Make sure you register. If you go and register, you can get on there. There's a bunch of items that actually there's no one bid on them yet. So we've got a nutritional consulting, which is great this day and age. I've packed on a little bit of COVID 2020 weight that I know maybe I should be bidding on that myself. There's some decorating advice there. So for those of you who've been de-junking the house, maybe now's the time to rebuild it back and decorate it just the way you always wanted to. We get college prep tutoring for the SAT. What high schooler mom and dad wouldn't want to have their kid kind of do as best as they could on these standardized tests? So we've got tax prep, we've got a Marian garden design. If you have a devotion to the Blessed Mother, what a wonderful way to help someone come in, help you design that backyard or that side yard or maybe it's for a friend, maybe it's for the priest and the rectory. Maybe you just want to gift that. So there's a variety of ways you could do something like that. Heck, a magician for a birthday party. So there's a lot of these items that don't have a bid on them, so they're going to be a good deal. So go after them, and it's all going towards our mission. And in the end of the day, it's helping women get the care that they need, and really the best care. We're in a very political world here right now, right? But I don't care what side of the political aisle you're on. I don't know too many people that can't get behind helping a woman in need. So if we can all get behind that, I think that's exactly what we're called to do. I think it's what God wants us to do. Anyway, I'd really want to just really open it right up into to Dr. Bachowski here, and I'll be right back after that. But his message is fantastic. His story is inspiring, and I'm so glad you could all join us.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Throwback Thursday and Divine Mercy Care's virtual harvest soiree. My name is John Bachowski, and believe it or not, my wife and I started this medical practice back in 1994. And tonight I just want to give you a glimpse into what it was like back then and some of the differences that we find today. So here I am in my residency, providing the typical OBGYN services, which included abortion. And in the middle of my residency, I had a change of heart. One, because of the medical information that we were being given, that abortion is probably not as safe as we thought it was, especially with breast cancer, especially with preterm labor, especially with depression. And then through people's prayers and friendships and good women who began to tell me their stories, I had a change of heart. I had a spiritual, physical, gut change of heart on this issue. I went from a very hard-hearted OBGYN to someone who wanted to listen to my patients, the women that I was caring for, because abortion was not the answer. In fact, they demanded much more than abortion and just chemicals being pumped into their bodies. So that happened in the middle of 1990. But in 1991, I became a real doctor. And I was told that in order to do this, there had to be a change in me. I had to be a better listener. Women were at the forefront of this. And so this change of heart began by practicing excellent medicine. So I joined a practice locally, but they just didn't go far enough. And so in 1994, my wife and I, after being told, Johnny, you're not following what I told you, we began the Tepeyac Family Center in our basement. Can you imagine? In 1994, Carolyn and I were seeing folks on our basement couch. Yeah. We started delivering patients at Fair Oaks Hospital. People would come from around. It was all word of mouth. And they came because there were women out there who were literally going to their friends saying, hey, there's a doctor who listens. There's a doctor who doesn't just override your body, cooperates with your fertility, listens to you, doesn't just dump chemicals into your body. And word of mouth began to spread. And it was women. It's always been women standing behind us, standing behind me. And today it's still about relationships. Relationships were there in the beginning, and relationships are here now. My wife was a big, big supporter. Johnny, you can do this. Let's just start. No more hesitating. Don't worry about the business plan. Just start seeing patients. And that's what we did. And then two doctor friends, Dr. Bill McCarthy down in Woodbridge and Dr. Joe Evers in McLean, let us stay in their office one day a week. And in October of 1994, we were able to open a real office here on Fair Ridge Drive. And that's because people like you supported people like me. So what started in our basement, checking people, making house calls, running back and forth to two offices, we now had an office, a real office. By 2001, we had to move to a bigger office. More doctors came to join us. We now have 5 doctors in our practice and a midwife. We practice excellent medicine. All are welcomed. We see women of all shapes, sizes, ages, beliefs. We try to meet people where they're at. And that's been there from the beginning. But it was people like my wife, people like my patients, who said, you can do this. Just start seeing patients. And that has been at the forefront of Tepeyac OBGYN since then. We're a clinical practice. We're right centrally located here in Fairfax, Virginia. We have people who now travel to us from as far west as West Virginia, as far north as north of Baltimore, Ellicott City, Baltimore, Maryland, as far east as Annapolis, as far south as Richmond. We even have some people who've left the area and still come back once a year to see us. It's been amazing. We're now seeing the daughters and families of those women we delivered early on. So I'm now delivering grandchildren of women I delivered the mother and sometimes the father. It's amazing. It's what was told to me from the beginning. You know, when I had my spiritual experience, They gave general principles. Johnny, practice excellence. 2, follow my son's church. 3, see the underserved and the served. Educate, be gentle, encourage, exhort, cooperate with. But I always knew it's what I needed to do, but the details were never clear. So every day it's a new adventure. What do you do? How do you do it? Where do you do it? The constant in the last 26, 27 years has been you. People who travel, people who support, people who love, people who pray for us. This is Throwback Thursday. What started out in my basement with one doctor and his wonderful wife being, being nurse, doctor, administrator, cleaner, window washer, insurance people. It was people like that who were just willing to give us a chance. We still, most of the time now, it's all word of mouth. During these crazy times we live in today, during this COVID issue, and during the changes in medicine, the changes in our country, we still need your help. I ask you right now on Throwback Thursday for something in the future, for our soiree tomorrow night, Friday. Come, join, bid, be a part of a wonderful evening. I can't tell you, over the years, we've had so many wonderful people who've come. Simple people, big-named people. We've had Lila Rose is going to be here with us on, I believe, on Friday. I believe that in the past, we've had Abby Johnson, we've had other people. Why? Because when you do this type of work, we're all family. We've all helped one another grow. The simplest people who've had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 babies with us, they're as important as anyone here. This is a both-and practice. This is not exclusive to a certain group. We welcome everybody. We have excellent surgeons. We have excellent people who listen, hormonal evaluations, stress analysis, natural family planning, building families, good ultrasound technology. It's all part of the practice. There are so many, the 4 doctors that I work with and the midwife, these are all family. These are folks who want to be here. These are people who want to serve you. These are folks that will go the extra mile. So, for any of you who have been coming to us, thanks so much. We could not have done this without you. Do you understand? We could stand up here and I can say, oh, we do X, Y, and Z. But if you don't come, you don't come. So for all of you who have been faithful, either for 1 month or for the whole 26 years, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I mean, it goes without saying. For those who have given to the cause to help us see the underserved, to help us talk to medical students, to kind of build the nurses and nurse practitioners and PAs of the future, thank you. For those of you who kept with us through COVID, thank you. For those who travel, we know that you could stop anywhere along the way to come here, but you still choose to come here. For any of you who have left, think about coming back. For all of you who have friends who are not happy with where they're at, tell them about us. We can always use more patience. We want to thank you because we know that you could go elsewhere. And yet we're here. We want to listen to your both good and bad comments. We want to build a better place. We want to inspire folks that you can be a little different, a little healthier, a lot more independent and free in a world that seems to be going chaotic and restrictive. So this has been a real blessing for us here on Throwback Thursday. I can't thank you for being with us this whole week. I want to remind you to join us on Friday night for the soiree. It's going to be a blast. And May God bless you. And once again, the prayers and the sacrifices you have made will always catch our breath, because we're in awe of what you're doing in your own families and in your communities, of how we can help you. And every day, just remember, you help us be better physicians, better caregivers, better providers. Thank you so much for joining with us tonight. God bless you. And I hope to see you at the soiree tomorrow night on Friday. God bless you.
I've heard that story so often, and yet it never gets old. It's so powerful. Year in and year out, to be able to work here the way I have been for the past 4.5 years, this is a mission that when you invest in it, it's an investment that never goes down. It always has a positive return. And I think that fills it up. What else can you do? Where else can you give where you can tangibly actually see the work of your own philanthropic work make a difference? And it does every day. The women that are treated at Tepeyac, or the centers around the country, or inspiring those next generation of pro-life, medical providers. Those are the people. They're going to be the front lines. They're going to be ready for the next generation, for our children to be able to have children through those providers. And nearly that's why we want to create a sustained Tepeyac and really other organizations with similar standards of care around the country, and inspire the providers to fill the voids that are going to naturally occur. These silent auction items that are around me, they're great deals. Where else can you get your Christmas shopping done and actually be philanthropic at the same time? It's great. I got a lacrosse stick right here. We got a great lacrosse camp. Bid on this thing. It'd be great for your son or daughter and for a bunch of their kids to all go together. It's a private lesson. It's fantastic. You can't beat it. The other thing is the Best of Live. Again, I can't emphasize enough. It's a great deal. $100 gets you in. It's a great return. Yeah, I honestly think we may only have 20 or 25 that have so far have done it. So your odds are good. It's much better than Powerball and Lotto. So anyway, I can't thank you guys enough. Please share and tell your friends about it. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, be a part of this. Really excited to have Lila Rose and Father Pedaling Hug, but also there's an incredibly powerful video that it'll bring you to tears of joy and affirmation as to why we do what we do here at Tepeyac and why you support us year in and year out. I really appreciate your time and joining us here tonight and joining Dr. B. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Thanks and have a great night.